Uh, so we need to start it. I think no audience joining us right now.
Can you let the audience coming in?
Yeah, I think first audience join, then we will start.
Sure, I think we can start it and let them in because I saw quite a lot of audience are in the list, but they are not coming in.
Okay, so we are
So
ready to
we can
start.
just start. Yeah, we can just start to session.
Okay,
So
so
people will be joining at the meantime. So.
yeah, sure. Let's start. So we are going to start this live. So first of all, hello everyone. I'm Nimra Sardar and CEO at Ommy Games, and I will be your moderator today for this exciting panel on driving game growth across global markets. With Pakistan and the MENA region emerging as exciting hubs for mobile games development, today we will explore how studios can grow globally, tapping into user acquisition, monetization, and smart localization strategies. Before we jump in, I want you to meet the rock stars joining me on this panel. And I'd love for our panelists to introduce themselves. So let's start with Melania. She's a head of growth at Elevatix, and lovely to meet you. Melania, would you please introduce yourself to our audience? Thank you.
Of course. Hi, everyone, and thank you, SocialPeta, for hosting this exciting online panel. Yeah, I'm Melania. I'm the head of growth at Elevatix. And at Elevatix, we partner with mobile game studios with a single focus to supercharge their in-app purchase revenue and build sustainable growth. And there is no region more exciting for us right now than MENA region. We're in the middle of gaming renaissance here, I think, driving by young, tech-savvy population and also with a significant spending power. So this is why Elevate6 has such strong presence in the region, because we believe our role is not to just do business here, but to be a true growth partner. So our policy is to share our deep knowledge of in-app purchase economies and provide studios with the high-tech tools that they need to test, learn, and scale their revenue. And we're committed to helping local talent thrive on the world stage, and I'm thrilled to share some practical insights with you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Melania. Great to have you here. So next we have Horace. He is a business development manager at BIGO Ads. Nice to meet you as well, Horace. And we would love to hear a bit about you and your work at BIGO Ads.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Nira. So good afternoon, everyone. So this is Horace Light. I'm the BD manager from BIGO Ads. So here in BIGO Ads, I'm mainly in charge of the whole Pakistan area and also Turkish and also MENA area to help mobile application developers and the publishers to scale up in user acquisition and also monetization. So at BIGO Ads, we provide user acquisition and also like a localized monetization solution for all of our partners. So we have partnered with more than like 10,000 studio like Game Industry, Aussie Group in Pakistan, and also Voodoo, Tap Nation in France, and also Triple Dog in the UK, Fugo, Falcon, and so many top developers all over the world. So anyways, today I'm so excited to be here, and I will share some practical tactics from our work with global developers. And I really looking forward to discussing how Pakistan Game Studio can grow stronger. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Horace. Great to have you here as well. So now we have Tahir Mahmood. He is a product manager at Finz Games. Welcome, Tahir. So please go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
Hey, thank you. Glad to be the part of this panel. I am Tahir Mahmood. I work at Finz Games as a product manager. I have an 11 year of experience, mostly the UA manager. I have the dual role like UA manager and less role for the product manager. So you can say that I am the UA manager right now at Finz. Yeah. So we mostly work on hyper casual games and puzzle games.
Appreciate that, Tahir. Great to have you here as well. So now let's hear from Mustafa. He's our Director of Business Operations at Stellar Gate Games. Great to have you with us. Kindly share a little about your background and what you do at Stellar Gate Games.
Yeah, hi everyone, and really nice to meet you all. And I'm working as a business operations director for SGG. SGG actually is the publisher for NetEase games in the MENA region. So we are the exclusive publisher for NetEase games in the MENA region, and you can consider our company as the NetEase MENA. Just inside the MENA region, it's with the SGG name. And before, I was working for 1MT. 1MT from the earliest companies that came to the MENA to publish the global IPs. And at this time, like it was only maybe two other companies doing the same. And after 1MT, I managed Sawa company. After Sawa, I worked for Huawei. Huawei actually during the work for Huawei, it gave me the experience of managing hundreds of games in the MENA region and know like different strategies about these different games, and mainly the focus were on the mobile games in general. And right now I'm working for NetEase MENA, which is the SGG play, and really happy to meet you all, guys.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And next we have an Kagate. Fahmi, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure having you here. And we would love if you introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Çağatay from SocialPeta. I'm the business development manager and key account manager of MENA region for SocialPeta. And for those who may not know about SocialPeta, is a leading global ad intelligence platform that helps game developers and publishers to optimize their user acquisition, analyze market trends, and create better performing ad creatives with data. So I work closely with studios and publishers across the MENA region at the moment, and I'm helping them to scale more effectively by making smarter and data-backed marketing decisions. And I'm really excited to be part of this conversation today, especially as more studios from Pakistan and MENA region are stepping into the global spotlight. Looking forward to sharing some insights and learning from all of you.
So thank you so much, everyone, for introducing yourself. It's so nice to meet you all. So, all right, I have got a question for everyone here. So when you hear going global, what does it actually mean to you? And what do you think is the most critical factor for a local studio to successfully expand into international markets? So let's see how Millennia see it.
So I think to me, going global means transcending your home market to build a product that is commercially and culturally successful on a worldwide scale. So it's not just about launching everywhere, right? It's about being relevant everywhere. And I think the most critical factor, especially for a studio from the MENA region, is embedding a global by design philosophy from day one. So MENA region is growing really fast, and it's expected to reach many billions. Like I researched before, and it says it's expected to be worth over 42 billion by 2033. So it's tempting to focus only on local success. However, the market is also becoming a major focus for global publishers, right? Like Tencent, Riot Games, and other studios that everyone knows. So who are localizing for the region and even starting their local servers, their studios, and so on and so forth. So global by design, I think, is both an offensive and defensive strategy at the same time. It means building your game with art, themes, mechanics that can resonate broadly, while also preparing your marketing and tech stacks to compete with international giants who are now moving into your backyard. So it ensures you're not just ready to export your game, but also ready to defend your home turf, let's say. So that's my opinion.
Really thoughtful, Melanie. I appreciate your insights. So, Horace, what do you think?
Well, for me, it's also the same. Like going globally means unlocking scale and also embracing challenges. So, like in terms of the opportunity, like how to scale, like you can have three different points. The first one is revenue. Second point is diversify, and third one is global presence. So, in terms of the revenue, so if you grow globally, so you will target at high up area is including like tier one country like United States, Japan, Europe, like the UK, and also you will target a high volume area like Southeast Asia. So you would get like 3 times revenue potential by tapping market that I just said before. And the second one is diversify opportunity. Like different player base reduces dependency on only one single market. So besides a good product, I think you also need some luck to succeed. To succeed. For example, if this product does not perform very well in the States, but you can be like super popular in the other region, such as like Russian and the Middle East area, and can also help you to make a profit as well. And the third one is global presence. So like a successful game product can serve as a very powerful brand amplifier, and it will increase your visibility and among three key stakeholder groups. Like the first one is users. So if you have a very hit games, and it will create super huge organic research and also transforming these player into brand advocates. And the second one is like industry peer. So if you have like very popular games, like such as Industry last year, they have a supermarket simulator in Pakistan, which is very popular. So you will be like tracking many partnership opportunity from different network and also like publishers and also some fellow developers. They will like ask some suggestion from you guys. And third one is I feel like it's the investor. So like if you have strong performance such as like high lifetime value, high retention, and also like download revenue. So all these data have good performance. It will unlock you continuously funding for future projects. But there are also challenges if you're going globally. So the first part is UA competition, and the second one is cultural boundary. So in terms of the UA competition, because like you are competing globally. So for example, like you are bidding at the same time with the other studio like Triple Dog, like Playwix. So these Western studio, they often spend more than 10 times CPI compared to emerging market like Pakistan. Like there's data like if you are puzzle gaming, advertising in this United States, their CPI will be higher, definitely higher than $2 or maybe $3 or maybe higher. So in this case, it means like you can only acquire a little bit lower quality users if you are in this competition. So the second part is culture boundary. So like different game genre and also monetization model vary from different country, different regions, like such as like in the United States and Europe, they will choose hybrid and long-term gaming. But for like Middle East, they favor IAP and some sports gaming applications. So in some emerging market, let's say like Pakistan, Indonesia, so they will like tolerate more ads. So that's how it works. So like there are quite a lot of challenges. So if you have small portfolio of application, so it's a little bit hard to grow globally. So that's what I think.
Really insightful insights. Appreciate that, Horace. And now I would love to hear the thoughts of Kagete. What's your take on this?
Yeah, of course. As a perspective from SocialPeta is Going global me means that building a product and growth strategy that transcends the cultural, linguistic, and geographic boundaries. So it's not just about opening your game to more countries or publishing on more stores. It's about the understanding of the nuisance of each market and creating an experience that feels native. And even the game was built thousands of miles away. So that's why I believe the most critical factor in going global is localization beyond just language translation. Yes, having your game is in the right language is important, but it's just a beginning, you know. So real localization means adapting your creatives, your monetization model, your UA strategy, even game mechanics to suit local players' expectations. So, for example, a reward video that works in Southeast Asia might not perform well in the Middle East. So, simply because the players engage with content differently. So, even platforms you advertise on can vary widely by region. You know, like Facebook might dominate in one country, while TikTok or other local networks take the lead in another. So this is where data becomes your friend. This is why you should use tools like SocialPeta and other platforms to optimize your campaigns. So it's very important to make data-centric decisions on specific markets, and you can just copy paste success from one market to another. So if you are willing to study your audience and localize deeply, you can be a global brand or game. And so that's all my insights for this question.
Actually, really thoughtful. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. Now, I would love to see like how Mustafa see it. Mustafa, how do you see it?
Yeah, actually, I want to before I answer my question, I want to uh, confirm that if we are talking to the local studios, especially studios from Pakistan, which I know a lot of them, and also from MENA, I want to say, guys, that I witnessed tens of studios that really failed to go global. Even they localized their products very well, and even they followed the exact UA strategies, but going global, in my opinion, and according to what I saw in this industry, as I told you, like tens of studios I saw couldn't go global. The main reason is not only about the localization, it's not only about knowing user behavior in other regions, but also it's about the genre itself. For example, I want to say that some local studios, they are making their homework very well and trying to come to MENA, and tens of games are dying, especially their games are very well developed in terms of the mechanics, the user behavior, everything is very well. Even the live ops plan, everything is very well, but they are dying on the market. And in my opinion, I see that each market and each region in the global scene has different genres. Um, for example, like in China, in China and in Japan, they love these games that full of the illusion and magical things. And in Middle East, it never works. And also, there are type of games like the RPG games, for example. It never worked before in the Middle East. Why? Because even these genres and these ranking of the genres, let's say the top 10 genres in the Middle East now, for the previous 10 years, almost did not change. Same as for China, same as for other regions. And I witnessed a lot, especially I was working with a lot of global teams, and we see totally different preferences. So in my opinion, going global is, first of all, studying each market. What will be the genre that will work well with this market? And there are some common genres. These common genres, if we can go with it, it will be our first step to go global. First of all, like let's say there are some three or four genres in games that can work with all markets. And following all what our friends now and our colleagues in this meeting said it will achieve the global scene. So before we go global, I believe we need to study the market preferences, not only user behavior and not only what the user prefer. That's my my opinion about going global.
Thank you for sharing your amazing insights. Really appreciate it. And now we have Tahir. Tahir, what do you think?
Yeah, right now going global for us is like finding new audiences, scaling across different markets, and compete globally. So because we are doing hyper casual and puzzle games, those are meant for everybody, for every region. They are being played in every region, like the hyper casual game. Same is for the puzzle games. So for uh, for the studios, there are few factors that are really important. Uh, the content should be very great. It should be localized, either CPPs or the assets or the UA assets need to be localized, and same is for the mechanics, and the monetization strategies should be aligned with each market. And same goes with the retention and engagement matrix. So I think the strong execution and data-driven approach can bring success to the Pakistani studios. Can you hear me?
Yes, maybe I think Nimra's connection is she's reconnecting, I believe.
All right.
Actually, I wanna tell you that for the hyper casual games, we have a lot of success stories in hyper casual games in the MENA region, and
Hello,
it
everyone.
generated like a lot of revenue. For example, I want to tell you that unexpectedly, in one of the years, the hyper casual games was above all genres
That's right.
in our region. Yeah.
Yeah, but right now it is getting difficult day by day. So yeah, for Pakistani studio, it is a good start to go with either the puzzle games or the hyper casual game, because the base was mostly the very simple simulation games, and the resources are not trained that way that they could do like the casual games. But the AI is helping them right now, and in coming few years they will be able to create good casual games. Yeah, there will be very long list of dead ideas, but few of them will eventually pass on to the global market.
So thank you so much, everyone, for your insights on being global. Uh, Really valuable perspectives. And now I have a question for Mustafa as our Director of Business Operations at Stellar Gate Games. So Mustafa, as a game studio rooted in the MENA region, how would you describe the current state of the mobile gaming industry? They are for global studios looking to enter the MENA region. What are the key localization elements they must get right beyond just Arabic language support? Can you share examples where good or poor localization impacted success?
Okay. Actually, it's a very important question, I think, especially for the MENA region. I will tell you something very interesting, and I will give you an example of things I really lived. Localization to be the perfect start in the MENA region, it must be emotional, and it must reach the emotions of users. And these emotional localization means things that user really love, regardless how it will be written, regardless the translation is correct or not correct. But once you touch the user's emotions, your localization will be perfect. And I will give you an example that happened in 1MT. 1MT made around 7 SLG games in this market back into 2012 to 2012 to 2015. So these 7 SLG games, once they add a hero, and this hero has a historical very good moments and very good reputation for Arabs and for the people in the MENA region, especially Turkish people as well, like a name that they know and they love, this kind of emotional thing. Once you touch the user, they will go crazy about it and they will spend a lot about it. And there is one fact about the MENA region I would love also to tell others about it. It's really different from other regions. MENA region, in terms of numbers of users, I can say the lowest numbers of users comparing to other regions. But MENA region really rely on a very high spenders. The high spenders behavior, maybe I can tell you around 1,000 paying user in your game can equals 100,000 paying user in other regions. And there are lots of studies was talking about the amount of payments for these high spenders that makes the game different. So again, I will tell you how companies can make the localization. First of all, is to make it emotional, something that user really love, and that will be their focus. Number two, I believe that like live operations that can touch the community and can reach the users, taking their feedback, knowing what exactly missing in terms of localization. Each game will be different and each product will be different on what exactly we need to do. This is like a summary of what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Mustafa. Those were some great points, and I really appreciate how you explain it. So next, I have a question for Melania. So Melania, Elevatix work closely with mobile games across both Pakistan and the broader MENA region. From your experience, how do these regions differ from more mature markets when it comes to user behavior and monetization potential? Are there any user acquisition or personalization strategies you have found practically effective in these emerging markets?
Right, so this also a very important question, and it gets to the heart of why we're at Elevatix are so invested in this region. And I love the answer from the Mustafa to the previous question, because I think my answer right now will complement it and even broader explain the personalization and live ops and all of these strategies. So the difference isn't just a line on a spreadsheet, right? It's about player motivation and completely different player journey to the first purchase and all the live ops, if we're talking about them. And yeah, according to studies, the MENA market is a global powerhouse in the making, boasting the highest average revenue per paying user worldwide. That's an interesting statistics, and it's true. So players here are not only willing to spend, but are eager to invest heavily in games that resonates with them, right? That they find emotional and they're interested in. However, our direct experience at Elevatix shows that the single biggest mistake is treating these players like the Western players, right? A generic one size fits all store in the purchases, which might be possible in the Western market, creates massive friction here and leaves incredible potential untapped. So it's not working like this. So the most powerful strategy that we implemented with our partners is to shift from a static store in a game to a dynamic personal player journey. And I want to share with you four core insights, like a small guide, so how we approached it. And I'm trying to be quick because I think we have more questions coming up and everyone is so interested to share their opinions. So I'll try to make it quick. So the first point, what I wanted to tell you is that the first purchase is a trust building moment. It's a very important moment for players. In mature markets, players are more familiar with in-app purchases. In Pakistan and in MENA region, you are often introducing them to the concept, just introducing. So that's why maybe we talked a lot about hyper casual games, because they're more like ads powered, right? But sometimes you're just introducing them to this concept. So when we've seen that showing a new highly engaged player a standard package gem or some super expensive like $99 package from the start, it's the fastest way to make them feel that the game isn't made for them, so they will just close it and never open. So at Elevatix, we found the effective strategy is to use real-time data to identify that perfect moment and perfect pricing for each player right after they beat a tough level or when they opens the game and present a small high value one-time offer that's relevant just right now. So this reframes their first purchase not as single transaction but as well earned reward and building also trust for future spendings. The second point is that engagement is a signal for personalized value. So the MENA region has a deeply social gaming culture where players get very attracted to one or two games quick. So we see a huge segment of highly dedicated players who play for hours and they can never spend a dollar in a game, right? So the ineffective strategy is just to ignore them. On our experience at Elevatix shows that the effective strategy is to listen to their behavior, their in-game behavior. If we can identify a player who loves collecting cosmetic items, or we can tailor a unique offer around a specific character skin and his wants at the moment and needs. So this shows you understand their play style, you understand their needs, and respect also their engagement, making them more likely to trust you later. The third point is cultural relevance is the strongest monetization driver, in our opinion. So this goes beyond just translating your game into Arabic, right? So players in the region wants to see their own culture reflected in the games they play. So special in-app purchase offers themes around very important holidays and celebrations like Saudi National Day, Ramadan. It will dramatically outperform generic spring sale or Black Friday every time, right? This demonstrates a genuine commitment to the region, understanding, respect, and makes players feel seen, valued, and genuinely interested in your project, which is directly tied into their willingness to spend. So this is very also important point. And the last point, the fourth one, is automation for the LIOPS. So the strategies I've mentioned sounds like they require a huge experience level of teams, investments, which is a major barrier for many studios in this region. So this is where technology like new AI tools, AI engines, let's say also Elevatix, becomes a great equalizer. The most effective strategy is to leverage and automate some things that will help you to boost your revenue, to personalize your game, and then you can grow your team and do some things in-house, right? But it is not just about A/B testing prices. It is not just about importing or showing new live ops sales or some stuff. It's about understanding player archetypes and automatically tailoring them to the in-app purchase experience that drives them and that made specifically for them. So in short and in general, the most effective strategy is to stop treating your shop, your store, your in-game shop like a static menu and start treating it more like a personal concierge for every single player. And when you do that, it's not just only optimizing LTV and growing your metrics. You will build a loyal and long-term community that will also grow with you. Yeah, so that would be my answer from the Elevatix perspective.
Thank you so much, Melania. Those are great insights, and I love how you explain it. Really appreciate it. So, Kedetri, turning to you now. So, you are working as a business development manager at SocialPeta. Based on your latest data, what global mobile gaming trends are particularly relevant for emerging markets like Pakistan and the MENA region? Are there any like standout genres or ad creative trends we should pay attention to?
Yeah, of course, it's a great question. So I can share some trends and information with examples. So one trend that's becoming increasingly important, especially in the emerging markets like Pakistan and MENA region, is the integration of mini games into core gameplay. So we have seen some standout titles like King Shot and Dark Horse Survival, both SLG games, and that blends their core mechanics with mini games extremely well. So this hybridization increases engagement, improves ad performance, and lowers CPIs. So it's a tactic we are seeing Chinese developers use very effectively lately. So, and it's definitely something worth paying attention when designing for broader audiences. So on the creative side, one of the most biggest shifts in the Q1 has been the rise of AI-generated creatives at the market. So in genres like MMO and SLG, more than 50% of the creatives for top performing titles were AI generated. So it's not about the volume, but the quality is becoming very realistic on the AI side, especially on the video. So these AI-powered creatives are delivering strong performance in CTR and conversion rates. And at SocialPeta, we launched a new tool called AI Prompt reverse generation. So it lets you to analyze an AI-generated ad and extract the underlying prompt. So you can recreate the similar high performing creatives using AI. So it's a great way for studios to test and scale at production more effectively, uh, especially for the studios who would like to go global or specific regions. So it helps to grow their business in the fast-moving markets like in MENA and Southeast Asia. So these are the examples that I can provide. But if you ask any additional questions after the standard questions, I would be happy to answer other questions on different game genres. Yeah, that's all.
Appreciate that. Really valuable takeaways from you. Thanks so much for sharing your insights. Now, I want you to ask something to Horace. I like to bring you in here. Like we all know, you are working as a business development manager at BIGO Ads. So at BIGO Ads has collaborated with many game studios all over the world, especially Europe, US, and APAC area. From your experience, what user acquisition and monetization best practices can emerging markets adopt from mature gaming ecosystems like the US or Europe? And how should game development balance IAA and IAP strategies across different regional markets? What do you think?
Well, thank you so much, Nira. So, like, I feel like most panelists, they have answered this question before, but like for me, I can say that again, the best practice for mobile application developers, especially in Pakistan studio and in Pakistan area and also MENA area. So localization is definitely much more important. I will divide it into three parts. The first part is application, your application genre, and the second part is your user acquisition strategy, and also the third one is like your monetization strategy. So in terms of your applications, so you need to choose appropriate category at the right place. So we have internal data I can share with you guys. So like especially in the United States and also in China, so more than 60% of the download comes from hyper casual gaming and also like puzzle gaming. So it will definitely works better compared to the other game category, which has been proven to be successful. Like for example, like in Turkish area, so they are making lots of puzzle gaming, words gaming, and merge gaming. Like and also like in the Western like tech nation of Voodoo, they are mainly doing hyper casual gaming and casual gaming. So like different studio, they have different characteristic and locating globally. And like for example, so if you have like simulation gaming, role play gaming, and also like racing gaming, these gaming are built for like mid-core, hardcore appearance. But we have collaborated with many developers in Pakistan. So like they will choose mainly IA strategy, which I will say in the later section. So like these strategy and also this genre may limit your audience all over the world. So like I think like in Russia, the user there, they prefer to have some racing gaming and some RPG gaming, but compared to the States. So the first one is you need to choose the appropriate category. And the second one is diversify your product matches. Like, let me say like industry, for example, they are doing quite a diversified portfolio, including hyper casual, including simulation, including like some casual gaming. So you will say like their revenue comes from different app genre, which brings consistent farm to their old producting, and then they will have lots of money, lots of in-app advertisement money, and also IAP money coming in, and then they can make another good products. So this is the second part of the application. So the best product of the user acquisition side is that first one is focus more budget in one successful gaming instead of advocating all these randomly. And you need to choose the right place with the right audience. So this is much important. You don't need to waste your money on CPI offer. The most important thing is that you can run like your ads offer in multiple UA channels right now. And the second part is like right now I can say like most Pakistan developers, they are just starting user acquisition like at the top media. So we have divided like your UA channel into top media and also like SDK inventory like at AD network. So what is top media? We call it like the channel which has high daily app users such as Facebook, such as TikTok, such as like Google. So they have their self inventory. And also like in Google, they have the SDK as well. And in terms of the AD network, app network, like including AppLovin, including Mintegro, including BIGO Ads. So in this UA channel, you will be acquiring the users directly from those users in our SDK, which means like you will, if you're advertising the hyper casual gaming, so we will help you to acquire the user who are playing hyper casual gaming. So that's kind of match. So that's the difference between top media and SDK inventory. Because in top media, in YouTube, in like Meta, you will be acquiring the user from Instagram, something like that, but who is not the users for gaming. So that's the thing. And here in BIGO Ads, we also have our self inventory, like IMO, Likey, BIGO Live. So like we kind of combine these top media and SDK inventory together to get the right person at the right place. And the third part is like I think is personally a faster strategy, especially for those startup in these emerging market like Pakistan. So I think you can like put some user acquisition globally to increase the volume first. So after you get like enough volume in some country and you have some successful experience, so you can get enough fund, so you can make a top application, very good application, and then you can do some targeting tier one country mainly, because like we have the data, like if you have one user from the United States, it's definitely worth it compared to like 100 users from Indonesia. So that's the thing. And in terms of the monetization side, you need to balance between IA and IMP. Like, and I would say in two parts. In three parts. The first one is application design. So you need to pay attention to your advertisement frequency and also the ad approach, like such as interstitial, rewarded video, banner, native, in different ad formats. But if you are chasing like a healthier, consistent application, ecosystem. So the best way is not to break even in within only 7 days. It's like, for example, in Turkish, like they are breaking even for some puzzle gaming in like 90 days or even half a year or maybe once a year for some key products. This is because they are really chasing the retention and also good user experience. So compared to like Pakistan area, like maybe doing some IAA gaming and also like 7 days breaking even. I know like it's very harsh because you need the money breaking even and then you can have the money to do the next game. So like I think you can, after you get enough money, you can do better products. That's the thing. And the second part is the monetization model. So like balancing IA IP is so difficult. Like I can give you some experience like from our developers, like for in MENA area. So like our panelists has explained that like they prefer emotion and also they prefer IAP instead of watching the advertisement. So in these regions, the monetization you can like prefer make it more focused on like IAP instead of IAA. But in the Western, like in especially in United States, like for puzzle gaming, so they will have like balance between IA and IAP. For example, for puzzle gaming, they will have like 60% IA and 40% of IAP. And also for different application genre, like for simulation gaming and for like RPG gaming, racing gaming, shooting gaming, these like mid-core, hardcore appearance compared to hyper casual. So they will have different audience. Like for hyper casual, you will have maybe child, youth, like age from 10 to 20. So they will prefer watching in their advertisement. So like most of them like maybe their revenue comes from IAA. But for those simulation, you need to like transfer to IA and IAP because like watching too many advertisement in a racing gaming is not a feasible way for an application. So that's the thing. And the third part is the user acquisition and monetization synergy, because like what are your user coming from? They are all coming from organic, the first one, and second part is user acquisition. So you will be acquiring the user from different countries, and then they will contribute to your monetization revenue. So you need to be careful, like those users instead of like just the download. But instead for the download, you need to care about the quality and care about the country. What are these users coming from? What are their age? What does it match with your application? So there's quite a thing to do. So if you're interested, you can ask me later. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you.
So thank you so much for a really very useful perspective from your side. Now we have our Tahir. Let's hear from him. So Tahir, I would love to ask that Pakistan gaming industry has been evolving rapidly in the recent years. So from your perspective, what are the key factors driving this momentum? And speaking from your role at Finz Games, what do you believe are the key factors that help the studio stand out locally and succeed on a global scale?
Right. There are many factors that are contributing towards Pakistani game industry. The first one is that recently the Pakistan gaming studios started focusing on quality and better scalability and international approach. So this thing gave Pakistani studio the stage onto the national community where the conferences and then the ad network started taking interest within the Pakistani studios. Similar with the business intelligence tools, uh, they started taking interest, and right now the game industry is evolving because previously it was working on pure, we can say, basic simulation games, and right now it is moving towards hyper casual, and then it is ready to go into hybrid casual and casual gaming. But it is you can say it is an evolution that is happening right now. So it is, it is growing, and it is going on to the it is taking all the necessary steps that are required to go global and get recognized as a potential market. It is getting recognized, but it needs to work more towards that goal.
Yes, so thank you so much, Tahi. And once again, thanks again to all the panelists for sharing such insightful points so far. So before we move into our live QA, I'd love to ask one last question that each of you can briefly respond to. So I have a question from all of you is that from your experience, what is one practical step that a mobile game studio from Pakistan or the MENA region can take today or start preparing for global growth? So let's start with Melania. So Melania, what's your take on this?
So my I think one practical step is this would be based on my topic that I talked today before. So stop using generic approach for all the players and games, and start personalizing your experience for every player, especially if we're talking about the monetization part. Think about that studios spend so much effort and money acquiring users to only show them every single time the same offer with the same pricings with the same products which are not relevant for everyone. It can't work like this. So it's the biggest missed opportunity right now in the whole mobile gaming industry, I think so, and especially also in the MENA region. So the most practical and highest impact step is you can take to make your in-game purchasing experience as dynamic and intelligent and also personalized and creates big loyal user base that will grow with you, is to stop showing everyone the same content and offers. And there are a lot of tools on the market right now that you can test, you can try, you can even use for free, that can help you to achieve this without growing or hiring a huge live ops team internally. And just my suggestions to everyone is not stop being afraid to talk with the guys from service provider sides, because that's exactly what we're looking for, is to grow together, right? Because there is no other point or sense or would be on the business side. So I think everyone who is here today is open for a chat with any participants on this online webinar, and would love to help talk and advise on any topics regarding personalization, monetization part and so, because this is very important stuff to think about before putting budget into the UA, right? Because you need to monetize your users and not just put your budget and lost it. So that's one my main point is to keep it in mind.
So thank you so much, Melania. What's your take on this, Keletis?
So I'm totally agree with Melania on this topic. My suggestion is can be like to game studios from Pakistani and MENA region is now like right now to start studying what's working in other markets, especially the ones they want to expand into lately. So that doesn't mean the jumping into a global user acquisition tomorrow. So it does mean to getting familiar with the creator styles, monetization strategies, live ops strategies, gameplay mechanics that players in places like in states on Southeast Asia or Europe are responding to. And you'll be surprised how different the same genre can look in different regions. So you can use tools like SocialPeta or other tools to get more insights about specific regions, to understand what is their strategy, what is the user users are familiar with, and that kind of data gives you huge edge to shaping your game for more personalized for specific regions. So So even if you are not launching a worldwide yet, the key is to be global. Is like think global from the day one and start building that for the bigger audiences that makes to live in international markets a lot smoother when time comes. Actually, so I recommend all the studios to study on regions specifically. So that's all on my side. For more information of regional basis insights or analytics, you can ask me any questions directly after this session. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And now, Chris, how about you? What do you think about?
So like I think like the one step is consists of like four key elements for a successful game studio in a small emerging market. So the first one is the money, the fund, and second one is your application, your products, and the third one is your marketing strategy, including like user acquisition and monetization, and the fourth one is communication. So in summary, like if you have good products with good marketing strategy, it can cause good performance, like, and these good performance, it will cause like more investor and they will invest much more fund into your game studio, and these making all these things together and healthier and continuously. So like about the good products, so I will say like you need to choose the right category at the right place with the right audience. You cannot just generalize your audience all over the world, making all the same category gaming, but you don't realize what are your user coming from. And the third one is the proper user acquisition strategy and monetization strategy. So as I said before, like user acquisition, it's like very different right now. So like they support ROAS campaign, they support finding the right audience, they support like gaming advertisement to gaming inventory. And also the monetization is very important. I totally agree with that. So you cannot only rely on the in-app advertisement. In-app purchase is also important. You need to realize that like what are the top developers doing for their applications? What are the key data from their applications? Like for example, like in I can say like in Turkish area, they are like doing all the products in the long term instead in the short term, and they are making all these IAP very perfectly instead of just only focusing on IAA. They are transforming from the IAA to IP. And also I would say like there are three different regions in APAC area. The first one is definitely Pakistan is emerging, like it's at the beginning stage of this whole gaming industry. And the second one is Vietnam industry, and they are like in the middle of the gaming industry. And the third one is Turkish. They are quite mature and they have like already scaling up and being the top developers all over the world, like Pick Game, Roller Game. They are doing very super good products with like appropriate IA and IP, making their user engage. So like I feel like this strategy is very important as well. And the fourth one is communication. So like you need to like join many events, like communicate with different people from different app network, from different publishers, different developers, and also like in the marketing place. So when you communicate with them, you will get much more insights. So like if you need some application advice, you can like contact me in LinkedIn as well. So I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now listen to Mustafa thoughts. Mustafa, what do you think?
Yeah, actually, if you're asking about a practical step, I'm a little bit feeling responsibility for such question, especially for those hardworking studios that making really good products. I want you guys just for 2 minutes to listen to this story. I want you to divide your brain now to two parts. Okay. First part is the what happened before with studios that
Mustafa? We are unable to hear you. Okay, so I think Mustafa has some internet connection. So let's ask the Tahir. Tahir, what's your thought on this? Like, what's your take?
Yeah, from the advertiser I will
Hello?
talk from advertiser perspective. Yeah, Mustafa, go ahead, please.
Sorry, guys. I think my connection. So I was saying that there were good products, made a good marketing plan, and they did not succeed. And this is happening almost every day. Hundreds of studios coming from all over the world, not only Pakistan, even in Pakistan, lots of good products, and they are not making progress. The very good marketing plan following the standards will not be the solution. In my opinion, this is the story, the first part of the brain. The second part is what are the practical steps. Before in the old school of gaming, how they sell the games or how they make money, they develop the game, they put it on the market, and then they made the marketing plan, follow it, and then they sell it, they gain their money. But now things are changing. Now your game, after you put it on the market, there are other steps you need to do. And in my opinion, the first practical step is to have a live ops team. And in my opinion, in the current time, in any market, not only in MENA or Pakistan or even all over the world, without having the live ops team, it will never work. And the live ops team, once you start your game, you will not rely on the marketing. But once you have a live ops team, you will rely on your in-game data. It will give you the real feedback, what exactly you want to do. So the first step is to know what is the first step, and how to know the first step is through your live ops activities. Live ops will tell you why these users are not paying money inside this game. Live ops will tell you where to spend money, even because within the live ops activities you will communicate with your community, and you will understand where are there other communities, where are there other players that being there. So in my opinion, the first step is to start to having a live ops team, not only to develop a good product or to making a good marketing plan. And I can give a personal advice. There is a book, and this book I believe it's a very good reference for those studios, is named F2P. This F2P is showing you all the standards of the live ops of having a new product in the market. And I believe to start having a live ops team in your game is a very good step at start, and it will show you from where to start. This is my opinion about that. And for sure, all what our colleagues said is something very correct also. Maybe I did not explain it in the proper way. I'm just sharing with you what I know about this in this industry. And sorry, guys, for all this time of talking.
So now that you can continue.
Yeah, sure. So I'll talk about the advertiser perspective, and the trends that we need to follow is the playable ads. They are really important when acquiring the user. You just give a really short snippet of the gameplay to the user, that what he's buying into and what he's going to install on his device. And the second thing is in the trend that is growing for like last quarter is storytelling into the creatives. It is no more like you just show the gameplay only. It is storytelling, that you show your characters, or you tell a story right before your creatives. And the third one is UGC and AI UGC. UGC is really important because it resonate with the local audience, and it has a deeper emotion connection with the audience, that the against the message that you are trying to convey to the user, that why the user should be enjoying your game or playing your game.
Thank you so much, everyone. Wonderful answers from all of you, very insightful. So now let's take some questions from the live audience. From to the audience, if you are watching and have a question for our panelists, feel free to drop it in the chat. And for panelists, also share the LinkedIn accounts in the chat, so you can go and ask them questions if they are unable to answer you in this session. So let's take the questions from our audience. So we have a question especially for Mustafa. So Mustafa Adnan is asking from you, as you say, many of the startups are done. What is the main reason behind it and what they should do to avoid it?
Sorry, can you repeat again?
Yeah. So Adnan is asking you, as you say, many of the startups are done. What is the main reason behind it and what they should do it to avoid it?
It's all about keeping the user. Any company can acquiring users. Any studio, any game can acquire user. If I put advertising for nothing, I will acquire user. But the real challenge is keeping this user. The main reason why they are dying because they cannot keep their users. Even if the retention rate in the first or second or even seventh day is good, later on the day 15 or day 20 is leaving. So there are many ways to understand why your user is leaving the game and why your user after installing the game is leaving. How to know that is just by analyzing their behavior. Actually, I'm not pretty sure that all studios has such kind of operational system that can track the user behavior. But I will give you an example, and a live example that we been before. We have some games. These games we follow the user behavior. Once he download the game, he enter the game. Maybe in level three of the game, there is something very hard for users, and because of it, they leave the game. So we see that their leaving point is on level 3. So we go and talk to the product team to change it or to check the problem on level 3 or even to make the motivation much higher on level 3. So following your user behavior and checking why the exact reason he's leaving, that will make you successful before you start to spend money on marketing, before you start to expand your marketing strategy. You must understand your user behavior and the reason why he is leaving your game. Actually, right now, the main target of any gaming company in the whole world now is two things: acquiring a user and keeping the user with you. So not keeping the user is the main reason why companies collapse. This is also my opinion. Why games are closing? Because no user remain on it. The main reason no user remain on it. So before you spend money, before even you ask for investment, you need to know the feedback of your user, why he's leaving, and you need to check his performance and behavior inside your game. And I think even there are lots of AI tools now. Leaving the AI tools, there are lots of manual tools that can let you know your user behavior and why he's leaving the game. This is the main important point, in my opinion.
Thank you so much, Mustafa. So we have our next question of all of you. So there is someone asking how to avoid offline users in a free game. These are the users that are not interacting with IAA monetization and never do IAB. But most of them are paid installs, so we cannot restrict only be able to play when they are online because that will post a lot of churn. Is there a way to avoid acquiring such users? How can we optimize our campaign in a way that we can avoid paying for such users? Anyone wants to answer this question? What do you think, Chris?
So I'm looking at the questions about the offline users and free.
This is
So
from an anonymous thing.
So I think in this case, so the most important thing is you need to contact where you acquire these users, because normally all these users you can traceable by your MMP, or maybe if you are acquiring these users from Google Ads, and you can trace them in Firebase as well. So in this case, you need to contact your account manager to check, like, because these users not good for your applications. So like contact is also better, and they will like change their subsources to avoid these users happening again. So this is what you can do from the app network side. And the second side is from your side for your applications. So if you like having these users in the free game, they are not watching the advertisement. So there's no way to deal with it. So I think the only way for you to do is like focus more on those users and avoid acquiring these user again. So that's the thing.
Thank you so much, Riz. We have a next question for Tahir Mahmood. So, a person specific asks to Tahir that how do you convince the stakeholder that are still stuck in 2016 to 2022 mindset of building a game within 2 weeks and provide verdict on success within the first week of release and expect a good scale with 150% day zero ROAS targets and day zero profitability?
Right.
What's
If
your
I
take on
talk about the studios that are stuck into the 2016 or 2022 strategies, they know that they are stuck there. They already know it, that their strategies are not working anymore. They were relying mostly on app store optimization, on organic installs, and the organic install is almost dying. So it is on its final breath, and they had to move on with the hyper casual or the hybrid casual gaming or something else. That right now the industry is moving to the casual gaming. So I would say Pakistan industry is really bit slow and following on to hyper casual and then to hybrid casual. For those studios, it is time to move on to the gaming that the user really want. User doesn't want those games anymore. So if we see those were the quality, low quality games, very basic simulation engines. Right now there are very mature simulation engines available on the market, and the engagement span is already moving the users to the games where user just pull out his mobile from his pocket or from his purse and just play for like 5-6 minutes, and that's it. So those users are very core users that engage a lot into the game. So for like if we move on to the next part of the question, where they say how to gain the ROAS within the 7 days for 150%, you have to try multiple games, because every game is not successful in this market. Even the bigger publishers, they have to kill a lot of ideas before getting one single success. So it is, if you go with the flow, and the main thing is you have to set few benchmarks that are very critical for the hyper casual gaming. If you achieve those numbers, you can have 150% ROAS on day 7. But on day 0, 150 ROAS is a quite kind of very hard target right now. And quarter by quarter it is shrinking. So we have to move on to, even at being at Finz, we have to move on to hybrid casual and to the casual gaming. So eventually, there could be one or two hits maybe in a month, sorry, in a quarter or 2 quarters, but it is going to shrink from studio to studio, and they had to move on, evolve with the ecosystem of the gaming.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing your insight. I think it's time to wrap up our live event. And first of all, thank you to everyone who joined us live and sent in such thoughtful questions. It's been an absolute pleasure having this conversation with our incredible panelists. And for your regarding like questions, you guys can go and have a questions into their LinkedIn. All our panelists have added their LinkedIn accounts in the chat. You guys can easily approach them and ask them the questions you guys have. And now a huge thank you to Millennia, Chris, Tahir, Mustafa, and Kagete for your time, insights, and honest reflection. And of course, a special thank you to Nena, Lina Lee, and the team at SocialPeta for organizing this wonderful event and making it all happen behind the scenes. I hope today's session sparked and useful ideas for those aiming to take their studios global from MENA, Pakistan, and beyond. And for all of you, the replay will be available soon if you missed any part, or you can also reach out your recordings. Until next, inspired, keep building, and take care. Thank you so much, everyone. Anyone wants
Thank
to
you.
say
Thank you, everyone.
anything?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Nimra,
very
for
much.
being an amazing host.
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much. Have a nice day, everybody.
Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye now.
Thank you so much.